Well, good morning, and good morning from day 22 of our EndPoint walk, where Alan and I walked from Land's End to Ness Point, raising money for the British Heart Foundation. What a start to week 4. Camped up on Deacon Hill last night, and this morning, quite early, I saw a gentleman walking across the hill, carrying something, and I thought, oh no, have we been busted again? No. Richard Haynes from the Essex and Hearts group, walking across the hill with a flask of hot water, coffee and milk. Today is the day when we meet the Essex and Hearts group, who have been planning for some time to come and walk a section of our EndPoint walk with Alan and myself, and we're really rather excited because very shortly we're going to be meeting the rest of the group, who are now walking towards us from the village of Purton, and they're going to walk with us all the way to Royston. Just to let you know that this week 4 video is the final video in the series, and will be a video of 9 days, because that's how many more days walking we have from here to get to Ness Point. To date, we've raised £3,800 for the British Heart Foundation. Thank you so much for the donations you've made, and I really hope you enjoy watching this video as we continue our journey eastwards. Welcome to day 24 of the EndPoint walk. We've just left the village of Bolsham, and it's taken us a long time to get out of the village, and I'll explain the reasons why. But let's go back a couple of days first of all, when we'll talk about the day that we had with the Essex and Hearts LDWA group. What a fantastic day. It started with Richard Haynes meeting us on top of Deacon Hill with hot water and coffee, and then we met the rest of the group at Purton and walked with them to Royston. We had packed lunches made for us, we had lots of treats given to us, we had battery packs lent to us to charge our electrics, and we had a meal bought for us in the Wetherspoons pub at the end. Thank you so much to Richard, Jill, Rob, Heidi, Elaine, Lizzie, Francoise and Shu. You really made our day very special, and it was absolutely wonderful, so thank you so much. Yesterday we walked through rolling Hertfordshire, Essex and finally Cambridgeshire countryside and stopped in the village of Linton. We couldn't initially find anywhere suitable to put our tents, but the local Reverend, Leslie Gore, said that we could put our tents on her front garden, and that's where we stayed last night. So thank you, Leslie, for your kindness. This morning we've entered the village of Bolsham, saw a coffee shop and decided to order coffees and pastries. I couldn't pay for the the order because a local man called Tim paid for it instead. So thank you so much, Tim, for your kindness. We've donated what it would have cost into the pot. Holly, the manager at the coffee shop, she donated money to us. And a cyclist who was also having a coffee at the coffee shop, she donated money as well. We were leaving the village and we met three lovely ladies, Therese, Angela and Ruth. They've donated money to us as well, and we've had a lovely chat with them as well. The kindness that we are experiencing from total strangers is really making this walk very special indeed. Today we're heading towards Gaisley. We don't know where we're staying, but based on the kindness we're experiencing so far, we have no worries and we're sure we will find somewhere safe to camp. Thanks for watching. Welcome to day 27 of our EndPoint walk, as we walk from Land's End to Ness Point, raising money for the British Heart Foundation. The last couple of days have been absolutely superb. The weather has improved, we've got blue skies, warm weather and far-reaching views. We've walked from Cambridgeshire into Suffolk and now we're in Norfolk. And we've noticed a change in the landscape. The soil is much sandier and there are plenty of pine trees dominating our views. Kindness and generosity has continued as we've walked along this route, starting at the village of Kentford, where we went into the Breadline Cafe. We ordered bacon rolls and coffees, and the manager came and served us, saw our t-shirts and we got chatting. Before we knew it, he was inside the cafe telling everybody else about our journey, and people came outside and started donating to us. We left with cakes given to us and drinks. It was a wonderful gesture. Thank you so much. Last night we stayed just outside Diss and we did our last resupply in Diss, which will get us all the way now to the North Sea. We met Kev Emberson, who is a friend of Alan's from their RAF apprenticeship days, and it was lovely to meet Kev and hear his stories. Thank you, Kev, for everything last night and for your support. Absolutely wonderful. Today we were walking through a small village when some refuse collectors saw our t-shirts, and the driver, Brummy, he told us that sadly his brother had died of a cardiac arrest. He himself had undertaken CPR for half an hour, but it was unsuccessful. He was so inspired by our story that he insisted on giving us 6 cans of Thatcher's Gold, which we're now carrying between us as we walk towards Ness Point. We'll make sure that we drink those in the evening to lighten the load on our back. We then stopped in the town of Harleston for our lunch, and it was amazing meeting so many people who saw our t-shirts and donated money to us. Thank you to Bernie, who is himself a cardiac arrest survivor, to Diane, to Sally for filling up our water bottles, and then as we were leaving the town, we met John from the Lovell Builders, who also donated to us as we were leaving the town. Absolutely fantastic. This will be my last piece to camera on this particular journey. This is video 4 of a series of 4 videos. I think it's only right and proper that Alan ends the video. He wants to say something that I think will be quite uplifting. He is the cardiac arrest survivor after all. But I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you who has donated to us or shared our story. It really is truly appreciated and it's made the journey so worthwhile. As ever, thanks for watching.
Welcome to almost the end of day 29 of our EndPoint walk. The last couple of days have seen us continue our journey on the Angles Way, and yesterday we had the great pleasure of meeting our dear friend Rob Newell, a local resident of Beccles, who spent some time explaining the history and the background of the town. So thank you very much indeed, Rob. It was really interesting. Today we continued our journey and we went through a small place called Summer Leighton, and we came across this amazing cafe, and Jean and Ron made us super welcome and very generously gave donations to our cause, so thank you. The adventure didn't really stop there. As we went further along the trail, we came across the village of Belton, and we were needing to get some water and things, so we popped into the Tavern Inn, fully expecting just to have a soft drink and get a couple of bottles of water. But 2 hours later, shall we say slightly worse for wear, we left the place with a huge round of applause and support from all the residents that were in there at the time. They were just unbelievable. They embraced our story and they couldn't ask enough questions, and they donated vast sums of money. So to all of you, thank you so much. Well, just over 4 years ago, I suffered an out of hospital cardiac arrest. Unfortunately, to the prompt and immediate CPR that I received and the subsequent medical interventions, I'm here today. It probably took about 15 months for me to get over the physical damage that was caused by the correct and robust CPR I received, and a further 9 months for me to adjust and fully understand the limitations imposed by the medication and the cardiac arrest itself. Some of the hobbies and interests that I thoroughly enjoyed in the past, I can no longer take part in, but rather than torment myself and get frustrated, I just value those opportunities and things in my life. I can continue to do some of the hobbies and interests. And fortunately, through volunteering for a number of charities, it's opened up a whole range of other activities that I never even considered doing. I've met Anne, who, with her family, has welcomed me with open arms, and I look forward to seeing my son get married later on in the year. I never would have thought 4 years ago that I'd have any chance of completing such an adventure that I'm just about to do tomorrow. But with your kind donations and your unbelievable support on this journey, it's inspired me and kept me through some of the very difficult emotional and physical times that I've experienced over the last month. So thank you very much indeed. It's been absolutely brilliant. Science and technology and modern research now is important for our future health, and your donations will be used by the British Heart Foundation for cardiac research. So once again, thank you very much indeed. So tomorrow, when David and I get up and we head on down to Ness Point, we'll be reflecting on our little journey, little being a bit of an understatement, but I'd like to thank Dave, who's been unbelievable with the social media and things. Very often I've been absolutely mentally and physically exhausted each night, and I'm very grateful that he's been able to do the background work which has enabled you to share our story. So once again, thanks for your donations, and as always, thanks for watching.